What's up guys, today we have a Redpower logic video.
Yeah, so we're going to be showing you integrated circuits and lots of logic gates and things.
So we're gonna cook up some cooked stone to make stone wafers.
So you can use any furnace, but we're just using our induction furnace here. If you want to know how to make that, we did an Industrial Craft Advanced Machines video.
And we're gonna put some redstone on top of the stone wafers to make stone wire.
Now stone wire, as well as a few more components that we're going to be making, aren't really used in any sort of thing in the game other than the recipes.
And this one here is a cathode. We're gonna be showing a lot of recipes, so just pause the video if you need to watch them again.
This next thing here is called an anode.
And here is a stone pointer.
Now we're going to actually move on to making the logic gates just after we make our screwdriver here.
And it's just a tool and it'll move stuff around. And this right here is the recipe for a timer.
Now we're going to be showing you the uses for all of these a little ways through the video, but these are just the recipes.
And this here is a sequencer. We're gonna show all the uses for these at the very end of the video.
So this is a pulse former.
RS latch.
Toggle latch.
A NOR gate.
NAND gate.
AND gate.
OR gate.
Exclusive OR gate.
XNOR gate.
And here is a NOT gate.
This is a buffer gate.
A multiplexer.
This is a counter.
And finally we have repeater.
And now we're going to move on to showing you the actual uses of all of these. Now again, if you needed to pause the video, you should just go back and see the recipes.
Alright, so we'll get started with the uses.
Alright, so this is a timer. It just has one output, and you can set the amount of time it takes for it to sort of pulse the input.
You can switch the time and also switch the output with a screwdriver.
Now you may notice that this is a little buggy, and that's because we're in multiplayer. So it's a lot more sort of stable in single player, and maybe if we had a better server it would be too. So as you can see there, by right-clicking with a screwdriver, you can change where the output is.
Right here we have the sequencer. And it works kind of like the same way as a timer, but with 3 different outputs.
So the sequencer just sort of works pretty much the same way as a timer, and again, it just changes the outputs once every quarter.
And by right-clicking it, you can change the time it takes to spin.
So it works just like a normal repeater here, but you can change more settings on it. So you can obviously, instead of having like a chain of like 12 repeaters to get the right time, you can just have 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's a lot more useful and it saves you space. This one here is a pulse former.
Now pulse former works when you turn the input on, it just pulses once on the output where the light is, but it doesn't work right now. I think it's because it's in multiplayer.
Yeah, we couldn't get it to work for us.
So what should be happening is it should quickly pulse to the light when I turn it on, but it doesn't. The next thing here is a buffer.
And this will just split the input into 3 different sides.
Not the most useful thing, but still pretty good.
Yep.
Right over here is a counter.
And you can it will basically count the number of inputs, and once you reach a certain amount, it'll output.
So the outputs are the left and right, and the inputs are the front and back here, where the buttons are. So this is my increment, and the back is my decrement. And you see if I right-click it, the maximum count is 3, and the increment and decrement are both 1. So that means I have to increment it 3 times for the output on the right to be true. See if I click it 3 times, and then decrement it 3 times for the output to change. Now, as you notice, when I'm in between, neither are on. So this will let you count how many times maybe something is activated and then do something once it changes.
It's really useful for more complex circuits.
And as you can see here, when I changed the increment and decrement to 3, it automatically went to the max.
And this one here is a multiplexer.
So multiplexer works by the main output on the front there changes which output, either on the left or right, turns the output on. So as you can see here, when it's off, the right one turns it on, and when the input on the front is on, the left one turns the output on.
So you can switch between switches.
So here's an RS latch, and basically how this works is once it's set, as you can see here, it's set. When I click on the one that's already on, nothing changes, but when I click the other one, the setting flips.
So I'll switch between the two sides every time you click one.
Here's a toggle latch. When you toggle it, it just basically flips the output.
Yeah. It also has a lever built in, so you can just right-click the actual toggle latch and it'll do the same thing.
So now we're going to get into the actual logic gates. This is a AND gate. As you notice, it's only on when the 3 inputs are on, but you'll notice here that to actually change the amount of inputs you want, sometimes you want 2, you can actually right-click the board.
Yeah, it'll only work if both of them or all of them are on. If only one is on, then it will not work.
So you'll see in a sec, when I right-click the actual gate, without my screwdriver or anything, when I right-click it, it'll sort of change how many outputs you can have and where those outputs are. So now you can see as I right-click it, it changes sort of the layout of it. So now I have 3 inputs, so all 3 have to be on for it to output.
And it works just like a regular AND gate in real life.
So over to our right here, you'll notice we have an OR gate. Now an OR gate works basically if any of the 3 or 2 or 1 inputs, however many you set, are on, the output is on.
It works with either one or all of them at once.
It doesn't matter how many you turn on as long as 1 is on. This is an exclusive OR.
So this one will only work if one or the other is on. If both are on, then it will not work.
Right, so if both are on or both are off, it won't work, but otherwise, if one or the other are, then it'll output. So this is a NOT gate. It's already in vanilla Minecraft, but it just flips the bit.
If it's on, I'll make it off, and if it's off, I'll make it on.
So right here, we have a NAND gate. As you can see, when all 3 are on, the output is basically, it works the same way as an AND with a NOT in front of it.
Yeah, so it's not an AND gate.
So basically, this is a NOR gate, and it works the exact same way. If any one of the 3 outputs is on, then the output is off.
And if all of them are off, then it'll be on.
Finally, over here, we have a XNOR gate. And now, same thing. If one or the other is on, the output is off, but if both are on,
then it's on.
So that was it. That's it for Redpower Logic. We're going to have more of these videos after the update, hopefully. But thanks very much. Comment, rate, subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Yep. See you guys.